Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League. It's the Desert 150 here at Phoenix Raceway. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. I am Bob. And Joe, a very fun race here at the old version of Phoenix. Narrow racing, the dog leg in the backstretch, and plenty of carnage awaits these drivers.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like a great day.
Absolutely. Taking a look here at our leaderboard for this evening. So far, the man leading the charge, well, I was going to say was Philip Scott, but as I say that, Anthony DeBarro jumps up to the lead with a 28.5353 one-thousandth of a second over Philip Scott. John Cannizzaro Jr. heading out now. Let's actually jump on board with the Wild Child just to see a lap around this just over 1 mile Phoenix Raceway. See Cannizzaro trying to scrub the tires. A very long sweeping turns 1 and 2. Cannizzaro up on the loud pedal. He's going to drive it off into turn 1, hard on the brakes, get right down to that yellow line, hug it all the way around, then shoot back up towards the outside wall. The backstretch not very straight, as you see that dog leg there in the middle. Again into 3 and 4. You want to be about half a lane up, which is where the 77 is, right around that seam to help you get a good drive off. Got to be patient on exit there too. Otherwise, you're going to run the risk of lighting the tires up and slamming into the outside wall. That is going to put Cannizzaro up to P3 with a 28.540. Philip Scott sideways at a 2. Ace House goes 4th fastest. Here's Mike Floppy Tellier, currently running P5. Over in the chat, Adam Stewart says, it'll be a short night for me. The internet is spotty, VR won't work, and he's trying to race on a flat screen. So hopefully we can see out there. Around. Right?
Tried praying to Dale Earnhardt.
Praise hell. Praise Dale. Xander Halgren in the chat cheering on the 11 and Nick Simpson. Here is Simpson. 30.14 so far. Well, the holy water has worked so far, as there is Adam out on the racetrack. Simpson picks up a bunch of times, still though 29.4. Some pretty big differences between this version of the track and the, current today's version. Where the 27 is now is just about where the start-finish line is. The dog leg here is completely unpaved, or is completely paved over, so drivers can go all the way down towards that inside wall. They kick the wall back as well. So you'll see drivers taking it 4, 5, 10 wide out of turn 1.
Wow. So big overhaul.
Oh, yeah.
Positive or negative change for most people?
Most people not a big fan of it. They did it because the way the sun is, it was in everyone's face, spectator-wise. But now with the sun kind of rising behind them and where they move the corners, It's actually a little bit better now for the fans. So better fan experience for not as great of a return, I guess, for NASCAR, and especially now with this being the last championship race here at Phoenix, thankfully. In real life, it should be interesting. But let's take a look now at the starting lineup for today's race. Anthony DeBarro on the pole with a 28.483. Philip Scott in P2, just 1/100th of a second off from that 27 car. Row number 2, we see John Cannizzaro Jr. with Ace House, Mike Floppy Tellier, and Jamar Dumas in row number 3. Matt Schlosser and the 55 of John Cannizzaro Sr. in row number 4. Row number 5, we have the 3 of Jason Schue and the 11 of Nick Simpson, and Adam Stewart and Tim Branson round out our 12-car field for this evening. Joe, this is going to be a fun one. 150 laps for these drivers.
Yeah, these guys basically started under a matchstick, so this would be really fun.
Yeah, and if we want to bring up the starting lineup again, aside from Adam Stewart, who was about 3 seconds off the pace, everyone was within a second of each other qualifying.
Yeah, that's this should be a real fun race.
And it's all going to come down to tire conservation. How are these drivers going to manage those tires to try to not gas it up too much coming out of the corner? It is certainly going to be a ton of fun here tonight. But 150 laps, these drivers have their work cut out for them.
See a lot of patches on that that asphalt. How's that for the cars?
Depending on where it is in the corner, it's not too bad. Through here, you can actually kind of use almost like the seams to help you turn, help the car rotate. So that'll always be plus, maybe a little bit more grip in those, you know, fully repaved patches. But we'll see how this one goes as the green flag is out. We're racing here at Phoenix. A great jump by Philip Scott. He's able to stay side by side with the 27 of DeBarro into the corner. They're side by side a little bit further back. That's the 04 of Matt Schlosser to the inside of Jamar Dumas. Will give Schlosser the advantage for now as they're going to dive off into turn number 3. Out front, here comes Anthony DeBarro down the front straightaway, and he's going to lead lap number 1. It's wild seeing them just throw the car into the corner like that.
Yeah, really.
Whoa. 11 got very close to that outside wall, did not touch it. Cannizzaro getting a little loose there out of 2. Weather report here for tonight's race, 88 degrees, no wind, and really not a whole lot of humidity as well. So it's going to be warm. The track temp is likely going to start picking up, which should make grip for these things a little difficult.
Yeah, currently 111 degrees on track.
Yeah, so not the grippiest of surfaces out there. Good battle here brewing for 8th. That's Jason Schue trying to track down the 55 of Canizaro Sr. Nick Simpson also trying to track down the 3 of Jason Schue. Simpson letting off quite early. He's definitely on tire conservation mode.
I wonder if he has a plan for him to be conserving already.
Yeah, I'm wondering if everyone's going to go 50, 100, 150. Or if they're going to kind of break it up and do 75, 150, or not entirely sure how that's going to work. Yeah, we thought we had the play thumbed for the race last week, but
we know nothing.
Yeah, we know literally nothing.
Sometimes when we talk about the commentator Kurtz, it makes me feel like we're at the those Buffalo Wild Wings commercials. It's like someone's pressing the button. It's like, we're not, we promise.
We see Tim Branson actually just got around Nick Simpson. Let's take a look at that one. Going to the dog leg. Simpson, oh, he got real loose. Then he caught the inside curb. And that let the 92 around. Yeah, we can confirm we are not in charge of the Buffalo Wild Wings style caution button.
What that would be?
Although technically I can be if I was entered into the race instead of just broadcasting.
Well, I don't know if my car would count as a button, but it would definitely cause some cautions. You have Schlosser and Tellier are neck and neck currently.
Yeah, they're having themselves a great battle here. Schlosser holding on to the position. He's up 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. Tellier is no slouch here at Phoenix. A couple of seasons ago, he and Philip Scott were having a great duel for the win. Came down to a last lap, last corner move, where he sent the 99 of Philip Scott into the wall and he went off to victory lane.
You'll have to see it.
And just see the gap that's been built up now between DeBarro, Scott, and then the rest of the field here.
Yeah, they are. I think Scott is not letting them off that easy.
No, definitely not. Philip Scott is certainly giving DeBarro a run for his money. And we've seen it time and time again that a lot of these drivers will initially start up with DeBarro and just be right on his tail. And then somehow DeBarro finds an extra gear and just takes off.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gear more than like just extra rubber in his tires or something.
Yeah. He certainly found some sort of, witchcraft, voodoo magic, something. That's really allowed him to just kind of drive off into the sunset.
Continually.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at the point standings now before, coming into tonight's race, right now, Anthony DeBarro, in theory, could take a few weeks off and still walk away with the points lead. He's got a 120-point lead. If he were to have 0 points over the next 4 races, Philip Scott would still be down by 20 if Philip won every single race and got all the bonuses. Because the way these point standings work in TNR, as I try to pull up that info here,
I believe in you.
the winner gets 25 points. Second place gets 20. Third gets 16. Fourth gets 14, and so on. You get an extra point for the pole. You get an extra point to lead a lap. You get an extra point for the most laps led, and 1 point for the fastest lap in the race. So Philip would basically need to max it out. See if I can do the math in my head.
Oh, here we go. another It's Math with Tabletop Trio.
Yeah. Basically, Philip would need to do that for every single race and wind up being about 5 points behind DeBarro after the next 4 races.
That's assuming DeBarro doesn't race at all.
Yes. If
Gotcha.
DeBarro does not even sign up for the race, Philip would have to win and do everything he can, and he'd still be about 5-ish points behind DeBarro. And looking at the schedule that they have coming up, Texas next week, the week after, on November 10th, is an IRP Indy doubleheader, the last doubleheader of the season. South Boston, and then Homestead, Miami to wrap up the season. So 5 races left after tonight. DeBarro basically just has to win 2 more, and he's basically guaranteed the championship.
He's putting on a performance and a half this season with this car. Like everyone says, it's just maybe it's something in his water. I don't know.
Yeah, something in the water, something in the gas tank. Who knows? Because that thing has been on rails all season long. They are going to be changing the car for the 2026 A season. Will not be the Gen 4 cars. Oh, the 97 tags the wall. It's looking like it's probably going to be the Xfinity Series car. As we see right now, this battle, about 0.2 of a second separating these 2 drivers. Last 2 laps, House was faster than Tellier, but here comes Tellier right on the back bumper of the 47.
Yeah, he came in real quick.
Down the straightaway this time, House was 0.2 slower. Oh, House gets loose. Oh, Tellier drives up. Some contact there. A lot of contact. But somehow they both survive, and the 97 is going to head down pit road.
Yeah, I wonder. It looked like nothing crazy hit. Pretty flush on the house, pretty flush on the wall. But yeah, you never know what that wheel did.
Let's take another look at this one. Here's the blimp cam as the 97 drives it in, and then it just did not turn.
Oh, no, he might have gotten some front passenger damage. He tagged House directly with the wheel.
Yeah, let's take one more look at that a little bit slower down to see what happened and how hard they hit. So House right there gets loose. Tellier gets a run to the inside. He drives it in deep. The car just did not stick. And that's when he goes up into the 47, gets sideways. 47 should be okay, but right there he gets the right rear tire or the right rear corner into the wall. And that is a tough, tough break for that 97 machine.
Mm.
Meanwhile, DeBarro opens up a 2-second lead over Philip Scott, who's slowly falling into the clutches of this guy, the 77 of John Cannizzaro Jr., and Matt Schlosser, who's up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's in 4th.
It's not the typical that we see Cannizzaro catching up on Scott in a mid to late set of tires.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those things where there's just a weird something with this car that it suits some people's driving style better than others. It's just a little bit strange to drive. And it helps some guys and it hurts some others. And, we see guys like Jamar Dumas who are constantly fighting for that top 5, just kind of mired a little bit further back in the field. Philip Scott, John Cannizzaro Jr., those guys always fighting up front, but they're not nearly as, for lack of a better phrase, they're not nearly as competitive as they typically are with this car for whatever reason. But then again, you see guys like DeBarro who take to it like fish in water and just takes off.
It's a very interesting car this season.
But I am certainly excited for next season for the potential of driving the Xfinity car. Or, well, broadcasting the Xfinity car. My TNR driving days are on hiatus until Garrett tells me, Bob, race. He'll still broadcast, but race.
I want you to do play-by-play in a vehicle.
So we see Cannizzaro there trying to chase back down with the 99. This is the closest battle on the racetrack right now. Cannizzaro's best lap was a 28.773, averaging about 126 miles an hour.
We are officially in lap traffic territory.
Yeah, the 27 gets around, then 4 of Adam Stewart. So that's going to put Stewart 1 lap down. He'll be the free pass recipient should a caution come out.
Just moving up top, not trying to cause any trouble.
And
Whoa.
a little bit of contact there as you say that.
I don't know if there was contact. I think they were very close.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any damage on the 77. As Canizaro Sr. makes his way down pit road.
Yeah, first taker.
Yeah, not sure if it's scheduled or what, because I feel like these guys, there's a little bit of damage on that 55.
Unless he's trying to like do something reverse. I don't know.
That could be. Crew goes around to the left to the right side, so he is going to be taking some tires.
Scott and Canizaro still just neck and neck.
Yeah, this could get interesting here because I'm sure DeBarro's seeing this in his mirror saying, all right, boys, have at it.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting things where you would think if these two are racing against each other, they would be going faster than if they were racing separately. But it turns out that's not normally the case.
No, because a lot of times you're worried about, maybe not so much hitting your line, but hitting your line earlier or later than the guy you're racing with. So oftentimes we see as the 77 gets around the 99, okay, I know Philip brakes at this marker, so I'm going to brake just a little bit before so I can actually get a better drive out. Because the mantra is slow in, fast out. So the guy trailing will maybe try to brake a little bit sooner, or like Philip is here trying to go around the high side and then cut back down low and get a good drive out of the corner just to try to pick up some more time. And by doing it, you're not necessarily running the optimal lap time or like the optimal racing line for lap time. It's just the optimal racing line to get around the guy in front of you. And by doing that, it actually slows you down a lot.
Gotcha.
So when this battle started, there was only about a 2-point-something second gap between second place and DeBarro. Now that's opened up to almost 4.
Yeah.
Another battle here on the track. Ace House versus Jamar Dumas. House just barely faster that time through.
Now everyone is scattered across the track. Well, it does look like we have a little cloud overhead. That was nice.
Yeah, a little bit of cloud. Track temp dropping ever so slightly. From 111 down to 108.
I'm sure they could feel it.
Oh, yes. Looked like one car that might have been the 97 Mike Tellier grabs the outside wall. As Jamar now having a couple of issues. Now here's Jason Schue trying to track down Tim Branson. Canizaro and Philip Scott starting to duke it out again. That time only about 7/10 separating them.
I feel like as is tradition in these races, it wouldn't be TNR Monday if it wasn't Canizaro and Scott battling for position.
Yeah. Heck, throw in DeBarro too, and you've got yourself the TNR starter pack. DeBarro's led all 46 tonight.
I wonder if he'll have the same kind of pit strategy as last week, where he went in earlier than he really needed to.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because I am interested to see how this is going to this pit strategy here is going to play out.
Yeah, I wonder if people are going to be hitting it 50 on the nose. Or are they going to do like 55, 60 just to try to get a little bit of extra range for the last laps? I don't know how full these cars are.
Yeah, I'm certainly intrigued to see what's going to happen as Adam Stewart makes his way down pit road. So we should, in theory, start seeing these guys come in around lap 50. But we'll see here. Here comes DeBarro. Coming down to lap 50. And that's going to inherit the lead over this guy, the 77 of John Cannizzaro Jr. Simpson still on pit road. So now the question is, do these leaders try to cover? As DeBarro heads down and away. And Adam Stewart gets loose into the wall hard. DeBarro does not lose a lap, but if the yellow were to come out here,
which I'm surprised it didn't,
though he is down off of the racing surface,
it looks like his tires not doing great.
Yeah, some heavy left front damage there. Let's take a look to see what happened here with that one car, or with the 4 car. So he got a great drive off and then just got real loose, and heavy impact to that inside wall, and there's no safer barrier there.
No. A nice concrete wall.
So a tough break there for Stewart. As Cannizzaro and the rest of the crew staying out. So now Cannizzaro makes his way onto pit road. Philip Scott inherits the lead. So I would think with Cannizzaro and DeBarro pitting, you would see these leaders want to start making their way in.
You would think, but you never know. We've seen Scott in the past have very weird pit strategies.
Weird, but they work.
Oh yeah, I don't mean it as a bad thing. It just to be perfectly clear.
Yes.
We've talked about this almost every race. Me, pit strategies, oil and water. I just don't, and that's okay.
Like the old meme magnets, how do they work? Pit strategy, how does it work?
Exactly.
The interesting piece to this, though, DeBarro did not get lapped. Cannizzaro did get lapped. So that extra 4 or 5 seconds that DeBarro had on Scott and Cannizzaro really kind of opened the door for him to stay on the lead lap. And now if that yellow were to come out, DeBarro's sitting pretty and Cannizzaro's now kind of stuck behind because he's either going to have to take the wave around or stay a lap down.
Yeah. It's wild how fast his pit stop was. All the other drivers that were out, you went down 2 laps, went down 3 laps. Granted, Taylor, I think, had some damage fixed, so he went down 5 laps. But for him to be in and out.
Yeah, looking at the pit time, DeBarro did a 14.52, Cannizzaro a 14.6. And look at that, the 77 gets around the 99 easily. That's fresh tires versus, 60 lap old tires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm assuming here that at this point, Scott's trying to get to 75 or 80 laps.
I could see that. I could definitely see about 70, trying to hit that 75 lap mark.
Because I figure he.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I assume if he hits 75, DeBarro and everybody else is going to have to pit again. Or I assume they'd have to pit again. They might not. If they see Scott stayed out there for that long, maybe they don't. I don't know. But I assume everyone else has to pit, and Scott would have an advantage on that, though he does seem to be considerably slower than everybody else. I think that, it's going to be one of those, the longer he can stay out and keep a lead, the better it helps him on that last towards the 150. Oh. House rubs the wall a little bit.
Let's take a look at that one. As we'll pull that one up. And yeah, just a little bit of a graze. Nothing too bad. So he's fine through 1 and 2. It's going to be down in 3 and 4 where House just gets a little high off the groove. Got a little loose there. And yeah, he's just trying to move over to let the 27 go, and light tap.
Smack. As DeBarro is closing in.
Yeah, DeBarro 11 seconds faster, or behind rather.
That being said, Cannizzaro is no slouch. He's made up almost 10 seconds.
Yeah, and that's fresh tires there. I mean, take a look here. Schlosser last time did a 29.9. DeBarro, every lap has picked up almost a second on him.
Yeah.
And here comes Schlosser to the lead. taking a peek at least. As Philip Scott grabs the wall, and yeah, that time through DeBarro a second faster than Philip Scott.
Mm-hmm.
So DeBarro is in a hurry.
That being said, that puts him at lap 74 when he catches, right when Scott wants to get tires. So maybe all according to plan?
There are going to be some very, very interesting shuffling of the field as this race moves on. So that's going to move Philip Scott back to second. Matt Schlosser takes over the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Schlosser's already picked up a second over the 99. As Jason Schue grabs a little bit of grass there.
A little bit of trimming.
Yeah, it's Schue's lawn care. That's kind of his thing.
Series? Yeah, makes perfect sense.
It's all about sponsorship activation here.
Buzzwords, baby, buzzwords.
Nick Simpson back out on the racetrack after being 17 laps down. He's just been struggling, having a hard time finding the handle of his car through practice, qualifying, and here in the race. As, whoa, big loose moment there for the 11.
Yeah, I don't think it helped that someone blinked. I don't know if it was Schue or Simpson.
Yeah, I think that was Schue that was blinking a little bit there. There has been a bit of an iRacing bug lately where longer races, everyone's frame rate seems to slowly drop down to nothing. Which I am certainly dreading, because a lot of people were saying, oh man, I almost bought a new PC because of this issue, when they're like, oh no, it's actually an iRacing issue.
You know, don't do that.
No. But for me, in a couple of weeks, I have the 6 hours, or the Suzuka 1000 that I'm racing with a couple of guys for the team, including Philip Scott. And I'm just hoping that gets fixed before then. Because I'd prefer not to do a 1,000-mile or 1,000-kilometer race only for it to completely crap out at the end.
We will be pitting, right? So we just restart the thing during the pits, or no, not really.
Pretty much. You just have to back out and then get back in, restart the computer and all that, and hopefully it works. But I will be streaming it on my channel, so that'll also be the issue.
The downfall.
Therein lies the problem. Those darn content creators. So Schlosser opens up a 3-second lead over Philip Scott. And who is that lurking in the background? That's Anthony DeBarro. As Philip Scott says, all right, boys, I'm coming down.
75.
Yep, on the dot. So Philip Scott trying the one-stop strategy. DeBarro on the 2.
which is interesting because Scott did fall behind. He did not hit a 2.5-second, fall off from the number one. So
there goes
really interesting to see what will happen there.
Yeah, and as we say that, Matt Schlosser makes his way down onto pit road too. So Schlosser will be making his way through. Here comes Cannizzaro Jr.
Scott with a perfect pit lead. 45 seconds on the nose.
Wow. Although a slower stop, 17.03 for the 99.
Mm-hmm.
Dumas down on pit road as well. And here's a little fight. If I can find where everyone is. Here's Jason Schue. He's trying to get around the 27 of DeBarro, who is the leader. Schue hard into the wall. Well, I'm sure Ace is very happy we weren't talking about him. Unfortunately, the Ace House curse has turned into the Jason Schue curse.
Yeah. Oof. Tapping him again. I think he's got some heavy damage.
Yeah, let's see. Oh man, yeah, that right front is not very happy, and here comes the 3 into the pits.
Yeah.
So if we're talking pit strategy, here's where everyone is. Tim Branson has yet to pit, the only driver who's yet to pit. DeBarro pitted on lap 49, Cannizzaro 55, Schlosser 75, Scott 74, Ace House 66. Now Branson pits.
See, that would be what the strategy I would take. If you got to get 75, I'm going to try to get 5 more. I'm just going to try to get that a little bit extra.
Yeah, just a little tiny bit more, please. Cannizzaro rolls it through 3 and 4 down onto the front straightaway. Meanwhile, down the backstretch goes Anthony DeBarro, our leader. A 12.6 second lead over Cannizzaro, a full lap lead over Matt Schlosser. Jason Schue on pit road for a long time, so that damage is may not be terminal, but it is not great. Adam Stewart, 12th place so far, 25 laps behind. Tough race for him between connection issues, crashes, tech issues, and more. Not a great day for that WeltsClothing.com Ford. Although I gotta say, the clothes, phenomenal. Wearing my my tank right now. And if you like what you see, trouble!
Ooh.
Crash behind the leaders. Jason Schue involved, everyone else able to scatter. And we're going to see our first caution of the day. This time coming on lap 83.
That does put a big fork in a lot of people's lap plans.
Yeah, this is going to make things real interesting. Let's see what happened here to the 3. He just got on the apron, kicked the car sideways. And look at that, a ton of wheel to the right, trying to save it. Tried to gas it up as well to save. but unfortunately for him, couldn't get it around. But the good news is
Borrow
he
into the pits.
did not hit anything.
Yeah. A ton of people heading into the pits.
Yeah, look at this. Anthony DeBarro, Cannizzaro Jr. is in there. Nick Simpson, Mike Tellier, Jason Schue, Cannizzaro Jr. So, pit strategies. This is going to be certainly something. Because now everyone should be able to make it the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Schlosser heads down pit road. So I'm intrigued now to see who... A lot of drivers, obviously, if they didn't pit here, took the wave around to get back on the lead lap. So I'm definitely interested now to see where everyone else is.
Yeah.
Looks like the field getting the wave around now, and they're going to be coming to one to go here. Or they got the one to go.
Yeah. Ace House just entered the pits. Wondered if he realized he needed gas or something.
Might be coming around just to top off.
I think he skipped it going in.
Interesting. So as everyone kind of gets their stuff back, 5 cars on the lead lap. Green flag is in the air. A lot of drivers trying to hustle their way through to get at least one lap back. But now DeBarro gets a great jump on the start. He's ahead of Cannizzaro. But Cannizzaro all over his back bumper. The 77 takes a peek to the outside. Oh, trouble. Nick Simpson goes around. That's going to wad up the field. Oh, Branson gets into it. Jason Schue is involved too.
I think Schue and Simpson were the origins of that one.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one there. As, well, that might be the tail of your tape right there. Schue gets up, gets into the 11. The 04 of Schlosser, oh, barely squeaks through. Ace House on the top side. The 4, the 99 as well. Oh, that is close.
Ooh.
And then just a hard hit there for the 92 there, too.
Yeah, going a little off-roading.
Let's take one more look here on board with Tim Branson. As we see, oh, they got real sideways and... Oh, just a hard hit. And nothing he could have done there. The 11 just rolled backwards. So heavy damage there. Philip Scott takes this opportunity to head down pit road. Same with Jamar Dumas. They took the wave around the last yellow. And now everyone should be on fairly even tires now.
Yeah.
So with the 1 to go, not entirely sure who gets the free pass. I believe that might have been Jamar Dumas. Philip Scott trying to get around to line back up with everyone else.
Right
Looks
back
like
in order, huh?
Ace House was the recipient. So now the top four all back together again. Cannizzaro did get a good jump on the 27 this time through.
The Ace House ended up being lucky coming into the pits late on that last yellow, getting out, lap behind, hits another yellow, gets back up.
Yeah, and that, honestly, that's a great opportunity there for him. As a better start this time for DeBarro. Cannizzaro's again going to try to peek to the top side. Can't quite make it work there. He's all over the bumper now of the 27. Diving it into the corner. Here comes Cannizzaro. We'll jump on board with him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's just trying to race it hard, burn a little bit of the tires, but try to get in front of him to set his pace.
Here he goes. He's going to drive it in deep. They're side by side. Can't quite make it stick. Here comes Schlosser to put his hat into the ring. Great battles all over the racetrack. As out of turn number 4, Cannizzaro gets a little bit loose. He's going to drop back a little bit. May not quite be enough, though, for Schlosser to move in.
Yeah.
While this battle goes on, there's another battle. This is actually for the free pass position. Cannizzaro versus Schue. Couple of damaged race cars, both 4 laps behind. Should another yellow come out, one of these drivers will get their lap back. As Mike Tellier is 5 laps down, Tim Branson is out of the race. Adam Stewart, 24 laps down. Nick Simpson also out of the race.
Yeah, a couple of those guys took some major damage.
If you're just joining us, go ahead. If you're just joining us, a little bit of a race recap here. 53 laps to go. Anthony DeBarro is our leader. We've had 2 cautions for 6 laps and 4 lead changes amongst the drivers. But DeBarro, far and away the dominant driver here this evening. As you were saying, Joe.
Oh, I'm surprised Stewart was able to get back out there with the damage that he had.
Yeah, it looks like he's gotten most of it fixed. Car obviously not handling as well as he would want it. But that is a great looking car.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 50 laps remain. DeBarro up front. So far, though, Cannizzaro and Schlosser both able to keep pace for the most part.
Yeah. And truly, you never know. We got 49 laps to go, and you know, for the guys in a little bit further back, Dumas, House, it's only one caution. That's all it takes.
Yeah, and I mean it's still anyone's race for that exact reason. Yes, DeBarro has been great. Yes, they're all on equal tires, so we're not even going to see the tire strategy, wear, whatever you want to call it. But it just takes one little mistake and the race gets blown wide open.
Mm-hmm. I think DeBarro and Cannizzaro kind of have a an opposite way to keep pace. I think DeBarro likes being in the front, kind of zoning out, set his own pace, and that's how he kills it. I think Cannizzaro is at his best trying to race someone down. I don't think he likes when he's alone.
You know what? I would agree with that. The aggressiveness that we see a lot coming from the 77, that really does play into his strength. And watching him kind of have that, you know, underdog, I'm going for you kind of mentality, he can almost use that, you know, almost like a lure, or, you know, put the carrot on a stick and you're trying to get the horse to run. He kind of uses that guy to follow and be like, all right, I'm going to chase you down, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. No. I think now that he's back a little bit, I think he's just going to continue to fall back a little bit. I don't know if Schlosser's going to catch up to him. I guess we'll see. And of course, obviously, Scott is always, you know, we'll never know what happens with him. He just kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah, and he does, you know, he's an American Ninja Warrior for a reason. You know, aside from the athletics, that man will sneak up on you in a race.
So I was looking up stats and whatnot from Phoenix back in 2008. Saw that Jimmy Johnson was the one who won it. And then thought to myself, I wonder if that's the Jimmy Johnson who makes sausages. And then I realized that those are two completely different Johnsons.
Very.
Yeah.
Between that or the NFL head coach, Jimmy Johnson, which is a different spelling.
Yeah. Now, I know that one. He was a Dolphins coach.
And I don't know if you saw there was an orange deck lid flopping around.
You know, I did see that. It was like confetti.
Well, it definitely came off of the 47.
How did you lose a trunk?
I am intrigued to see that.
I thought your game glitched. I just saw it fly.
All right, so let's
Where
see
did it go?
what happened here to the 47 of Ace House. Little tap there.
I think it was already
what loosened it, and goodbye, deck lid. Now, sometimes we'll see iRacing say, oh, no, wait, nope, we didn't mean that, and it'll pop back in. But it's been gone.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's back.
That thing got wings. That thing had wings.
It's back, but look at that. It's flopping around in the air.
I was going to say it's back, but it doesn't seem like it's secured.
Yeah, it certainly isn't. Let's look on board here with Anthony Tabarro. Look at that spoiler flopping around in the breeze. And
yeah, good thing it doesn't affect if it falls on the ground in front of you.
Yeah,
or does it? I have no idea.
Luckily, iRacing removed debris that actually damages your car.
Oh, did it?
Used to be a long time ago that debris actually did damage your car after, X amount of time. But with physics and all that, it's kind of unpredictable, especially with netcode and all that. As, whoa, the 47 drives in deep. There goes the deck lid again. Those are some strong tethers keeping that thing down.
Right.
Sadly, I'm waiting to see what happens, and partially wanting to see that deck lid fly off again.
Right. How much harder is it to control that car without the deck lid? Because I know like everyone who has spoilers on like your normal cars, like not really doing much until you hit like 140. Those things are just for show.
Yeah,
but in these cars,
you are hitting that, and you would be surprised how much more difficult it is to get into the corner at speed without it versus with it. Makes things incredibly difficult to get around, and you see there, it just wants to jump sideways on him every time. It's more affecting his corner entry, and we see how sideways he is with it. That's just because, normally that air, that downforce is keeping the back end of the car planted into the track. Since it's damaged, it's not doing nearly as much, and because of that, the back end wants to race the front end.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, out front, Anthony Tabarro's opened up about a 1.5 second lead over the 77 of Cannizzaro. Schlosser still trying to put in work, trying to get around that 77 machine. As we're still having a little bit of an issue here with the scoring bug, we're going to try to get that fixed momentarily.
Well, lucky for these guys, it has been partly cloudy this afternoon. Track temps have dropped about 10 degrees since the start of the race.
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody on the track is happy about.
Oh, yes. We're going to work on reloading these overlays here, so my apologies. There are 30 laps to go. A 2-second gap between Debarro and Canizaro. This right here is actually a battle for second, as Schlosser tried to take a look to the inside. Now he's going to swing out wide and get a drive, or at least attempt to get a good drive off of turn 4.
Yep, that is currently the closest battle on track. Next would be Canizaro Sr. and Mike Tullier, which looks like Tullier just passed, so. So this is what I mean about Canizaro. Kind of taking his time, not able to catch Debarro, but setting a pace. And then as soon as someone's close behind him, we got to pick the pace up.
Yeah, and that's kind of always been his MO. And it's been working real well. Schlosser trying to take that high side again.
Yep. Don't look too far behind, because Scott is slowly catching up.
Yeah, there he is, just out of camera shot there in the 99 white number, white Ford. This one car is having some issues. I think that's the 4 of Adam Stewart. So 25 laps remain. This battle for P2 is heating up.
Yeah, absolutely.
This fight, really, really good battle. Schlosser trying the high side, trying to get a drive out of the corner. Canizaro just kind of sitting down low.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Debarro's like, good job, keep going, love that.
Yeah. Keep fighting, I'll just drive off into the sunset. As a little bit of trouble there. Ace House, the lap car, gets out of the way. Lets those guys get through. Now this two-man race has turned into a three-man race. So 17 remaining.
And Canizaro, hold on.
That is going to be the question. DeBarro's opened up a 4.5 second lead. So he's just going to drive off into the desert sunset. This is going to be the biggest fight here. Four of Adam Stewart there having some issues blinking.
Just to add to the list of woes he had during this race today.
Yes. Adam 40 laps down. And I'm sure he's just counting the laps until it's over. Certainly not the best race for him. Just bad luck all around between tech issues, car issues, track issues, internet issues. All issues all the time. And just not having fun.
It managed to stay out, so there's that.
Yeah, and I think right now too, the issue that these guys are going to have is because the 4 is blinking. It's a little nerve-wracking here. If I'm the 77, I'm thinking, all right, the 4 or the 04 is right behind me. I don't know what's going to happen as the 4 takes a look to the inside of the 3. Schue and Canizaro senior battle. The 55 snags the wall. Now everyone's going to be under a blanket here. This little pocket of racing is getting interesting. Whoa! The 99 flies into the corner just behind them. And now here comes Schlosser. He takes a peek to the inside. No room. Oh, a little loose there from the 77. That's going to go for the 04. Now they're side by side. Into turn 3. 11 laps remain, coming to 10 to go here. Schlosser now has the position. Can he drive away from the 77? Oh, the blinking of Adam Stewart. That may throw things off a little bit.
He's real blinking.
And they catch him on corner exit. That could hurt things.
Stewart just going real wide just to...
So now can Cannizzaro battle back? '77 gets a good run, but he gets stuck behind the 3.
I don't know if he was trying to draft him for a second, or...
I think he was just trying to get a good run down the front, down the backstretch, and just wrong place, wrong time.
Hmm.
'77 a little bit too far back to send it in.
But it has never historically stopped him.
Certainly not, as we see him get right to the bumper of the 04. Six laps to go, come down to 5. Schlosser now opened up about a half-second lead over the 77. Seven-second lead for Anthony DeBarro. This is the biggest battle on the racetrack currently.
Yep. And number 2 for what it's worth.
Yes. Ace House with his deck lid still flapping in the wind.
Just happy to be there.
Just waving as everyone drives past. But 2 laps remain for Anthony DeBarro in a season that he has absolutely dominated. 120-point lead before the race is certainly going to grow.
Absolutely.
White flag in the air for Anthony DeBarro. One more lap around. Smooth sailing ahead, smooth sailing behind. DeBarro started on the pole. Led the most laps. 124 coming to 125 laps. But coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag is in the air. Anthony DeBarro is going to win at Phoenix. The battle for second, Schlosser gets it. Cannizzaro in third, Philip Scott in fourth. Jamar Dumas out of turn number 4. He's going to finish 5th with Ace House in 6th. And the rest of the field crosses the start-finish line.
What a race.
Absolute
You were
domination.
you were not wrong about Carnage, that's for sure.
2 cautions in this race. Everyone else survives. As the 27 burns it down.
I thought he was following his tire tracks for a second there.
Just trying to follow his tracks, see where he's been.
I thought that he was just gonna try to like, nope, these are the lines. This is what I'm drawing.
I was told to go back to Phillip on the last lap to see a surprise.
No.
So I'm interested to see what happened there. So here's Phillip through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Three and 4. This is 1 lap before the white flag. Now he comes up, gets the white flag. And I have a feeling I know what's about to happen here. Are we going to get the Ross Chastain Hail Melon? We sure are. And he almost gets to the 77.
He almost got it.
That was impressive. Almost made it onto the podium with that move. That was impressive. But, Joe, I believe you've made yourself down onto pit road to chat with our 3rd place finisher, driver of the number 77 machine, John Cannizzaro Jr.
Hey, John, congratulations on the podium finish. Was this the finish you expected tonight?
You know, there's this weird theme where I always end up being the first interview. I guess that's just kind of the pledge of setting the tone for the rest of the interviews. You know, just what can you say? I mean, it's basically clockwork at this point on a week basis. You know, I always wonder if that 27's cars. I wonder if those tires chatter during a burnout. It's the only thing I can ever think of. But and you know, it's same routine. You know, DeBarro goes out, drives past everybody else, drives away. You never see him again. Car makes no mistakes. Car never slips. Car never slides. It is what it is. You know, I never raced on this track, maybe besides my rookie division in Pickup Cup, and that was years ago. So, not an ideal mix for these cars. Small tire, big horsepower, 100 and something degree track. It's a nightmare as far as I'm concerned. But so I'm kind of happy I just finished. I think that maybe that one restart I got next to the bar, I could have done something more, but you know, kind of got to play peaceful a little bit and not really worth doing anything stupid and wrecking myself out of a win.
Absolutely. And you were battling Matt there the last several laps until it looks like he kind of skidded for a second and he took advantage of that. Do you think you could have caught him if he had a couple more laps?
Ah, no, my car was absolute junk. Just trying to battle with the bar, lighting the tires up down the freaking backstretch because you're doing 160-mile-an-hour burnout on the rev limiter when you come off turn one hards or turn two, whatever it is. I don't know the corners of this track. Just and the rear tires are absolutely smoked. I can't get a run off the corner. Right front smokes. I'm trying to drive it in so deep, and I don't think it would have got around me until I got that really big slide off turn, whatever it is. And then I just couldn't get back by him, and lap cars weren't doing me any favors. Had I had open track, I think it would have been perfectly fine.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yep, gotta thank you guys for putting on the broadcast and kind of dealing with our train racing we've got going on these last couple weeks. We try to make it interesting though. At least we got a different top three this time. Obviously my girlfriend out at boot camp, got to talk to her today, so that was good. Love her, miss her. Father, he had a decent night today. He did wreck his car a little bit. I didn't say that. You didn't hear that from me. And Garrett, Mike, all the guys that put on TNR, Tyler painted on my car. My super speedway car I just threw on a regular car. I don't care if the paint matched or not. So, just everybody in TNR. It's a fun place to come back to, and maybe before the end of the year I can get another win off.
Well, hopefully. Congratulations again. And hopefully, we'll be chatting with you next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's John Canizaro Jr., our third place finisher here at Phoenix, now joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 04 machine, Matt Schlosser. And Matt, talk us through that battle. It was a pretty dominant race there by DeBarro for the most part, but that battle at the end with the last 20 some odd laps between you and Canizaro, talk us through that one.
Yeah, that was really awesome. Really good racing with him. Also had Philip right behind me. So like I was kind of in this position of like, I wanted to try some different lines to try to like gain time, but I was worried if I did and screwed up, then I'd lose the spot to Philip. I actually almost lost it because I scraped the wall and then like flew into turn three and had to like gather it up and lost a few tenths. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to get past John, but he there was one corner where I got a little better exit and was able to just get on the outside and then kind of hold him down through turns 3 and 4 and make the pass. But yeah, really cool battle. I was thinking, man, if only this was for the win instead of for second place, like 8 seconds back. But it was really fun nonetheless. Really cool race. So it was fun battle with those guys.
Definitely. And taking a look next week at Legacy, Texas, what are your thoughts there? And do you think you're going to be another podium finish?
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I think, unfortunately, that I don't think I'm going to make that one, but I'm not sure when my next one will be. But whenever it is, I hope it's soon. Hope I can come back out. But Legacy, Texas sounds awesome. I wish I could make that one, but I'll definitely try to tune in and check it out and see how things go.
Fair enough. And Matt, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody in the race tonight. Really, it was a really good, clean, fun battle with everyone. Shout out to Tabletop Trio, and thanks for hosting the league. And shout out to the admins for managing everything. And yeah, that's everything.
Awesome. Well, Matt, congrats on the second place finish, and looking forward to seeing you out there on the track soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. That's Matt Schlosser, a second place finisher here tonight. And Joe's made his way down to victory lane to chat with our winner yet again, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, congrats. You are back here again. First place. You are insanely ahead on points in the season. We were actually chatting up in the booth. It looks like you could take a 4-week vacation and still, I think, just win here. Going into the race tonight, what was your game plan?
Just normal. Just be consistent laps. Put the corner. I mean, I honestly, it took me about like 75 laps. I think right up until that caution to figure out like this. I was just trying to drive it like the new Phoenix. I haven't been here in so long, and just trying to learn how to drive this track, like, because I learned a lot of tendencies from the new one for running it for so long, and then I've really focused on connecting my corners, and I feel like the last run I just felt so comfortable and dialed in, we were able to pull away there as the tires aged, and even the outside kind of came in. The track seemed like it tightened up a little bit overall, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna count my blessings with this season. Like you really don't have coming to runs like we're having this year, so I'm really just enjoying every moment of it. And I don't know exactly where we stand with the points or how close we are to wrapping it up, but I just want to continue what we're doing. It's what's gotten us here, and not take too bigger risks, but if we could keep it out front, qualify good, and just keep what we're doing, I don't see why we wouldn't have any problems.
Absolutely. And I know, um, you know, you took your pit stop relatively early. You were able to stay on your lead lap, and then you had to catch all the way back up. Uh, what was going through your mind trying to catch back up to first, and then the yellow, and then the restarts and everything else?
Originally I strategized, like I knew I was a lap or two short for making it to halfway. I get like the world's worst fuel mileage, so I started backing down for a little bit. I said, you know what, screw it. I'm like, if it doesn't, the two stopper doesn't work out, because I was going to pit on 50 and then 100, and I almost caught them back up as soon as they pit. So I kind of felt good about that strategy. I figured I was going to run another 25, pit on 100, and then I would add a whole 50 laps to run them down with 25 lap fresher tires. So I thought it might have been close, but the yellow came out. I just take what the race gives me, and then I just adjusted from there. I knew I was going to pit and probably run to the end from there. I was a little worried because I think the what's his face. Okay, I'm brain dead today. I had a long day at work. Matt had an extra set of tires laying in the pits because I think he just waved and stayed out if I'm mistaken, but
Mhm.
he would have had an extra set of tires. So if we got like a 20 lap run, and it would have made a hard decision: do you pit and then have no tires? And luckily it just ran green, and I just felt awesome that last run dialed in, and the long run pace. I was really shocked because I pressed pretty hard there because I knew John is very good on the short runs, and he kept me honest there on the restart. So I just, I try to just pace myself and not slide it, and I knew after 10 or 15 we would start to inch out, which is what happened.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are tired of talking to me too. Thank you guys. Hopefully we get the car counts up. I know some weeks we get a good field, and then other weeks we kind of dwindle towards where we are tonight. But it's a great league, and the admins are awesome, and everyone involved is drivers are respectful. So anyone tuning in should think about, even if you're not experienced, there's all experience levels are welcomed in this league. And and I tell all the guys, I'm out here kicking everyone's butt every week, but I'll be the first one if someone asks, like, hey, what are you doing here, or what do you think about what's your brake settings, steerings. I'll help anyone. I'm not gonna keep any secrets. This is supposed to be for fun.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
That's Anthony Tabaro, our winner here tonight at Phoenix. And, well, Joe, I would say let's take a look at the final results, but our overlay for the broadcast still not working. So Anthony Tabaro gets the win over Matt Schlosser and John Canizaro Jr. Philip Scott comes home fourth. Jamar Dumas in fifth. Ace House sixth. Jason Schue in seventh. Mike Floppy Tellier in eighth. John Canizaro Sr. in ninth. Adam Stewart in 10th. Tim Branson and Nick Simpson both out of the race. You could join us next Monday night, 8:30 Eastern, right here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network for TNR at Texas. That is going to be a ton of fun. And if you want to get involved with TNR, make sure you check out the link in the video description to join up as well. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
Joe.
And this has been the Total Nonstop Racing League from Phoenix. Have a great night.